Hi guys, thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see any future content. Also, make sure to follow my socials in the description. And if you want to debate sometime, just add me on TikTok and send me a DM. Thank you. But today, I spent all day researching, and we are doing a bit of an in-depth dive into the Jeffrey, wink wink, tech-friendly language, allegations. So let's get started. Let me just make sure my desktop audio's working. Okay. So, based. Okay. So we're just gonna start from the start. So this is Donald Trump 10 months ago, pre-election, right? This is Donald Trump saying he's going to release the Epstein files.
It's just very strange for a lot of people that the list of clients that went to the island has not been made public.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? Probably will be, by the way. Probably.
So if you're able to, you'll be...
Yeah, I'd certainly take a look at it. Now, Kennedy's interesting because it's so many...
Yeah, rants about Kennedy. But he says he's going to release it. Now, remember, this is prior. If anybody have seen the famous, or the kind of infamous video where he's hedging on releasing the Epstein files, this is kind of where he says, yeah, I'm going to do it. And this is not even regarding the fact that people in his agency, in his admin, like Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, actively said that they were going to release the Epstein files if they actually got into office. Now, this is Trump 5 days ago.
Put this controversy to bed.
Yeah, whatever's credible, she can release. If a document is credible, if a document's there that is credible, she can release. I think it's good. But it's just a subject. He's dead. He's gone, and all it is the Republicans. Certain Republicans got duped by the Democrats, and they're following.
You know when you get the wrong clip up. I think I have the quote right. Bondi, I really think she has done very good. She says, I gave you all the credible information. If she finds any more credible information, she'll give it to you. What more can she do than that? What more can she do? Prescriptions. True. Agreed. So basically, Donald Trump says, hey, all the credible information has been released. If Pam finds any more, which, by the way, she said that she's already released all the credible information, I'm not going to release anymore. So that was basically the moment they're saying we're not releasing anymore. Now let's go to Pam Bondi real quick. Now infamous clip.
Being the child of immigrant parents and deciding I want to be an actor, it was quite challenging, but I was able to carve a path the same way my parents carved the path.
Are you serious? Oh my fucking God. This is why you can't use fucking Fox News.
Diamond Collection wines.
You can't skip
I saw
that
your
either.
appearance at CPAC with Ben and with Ted Cruz. And one of the things that you alluded to, and this is something Donald Trump has talked about, the DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen?
Now, a lot of people are like, oh, well, and I'll be super duper charitable with this one. She might have misspoke. She might have maybe more generally meant, right, that she was just looking at them and when she answered that. Now, I would believe that if we also didn't have this, which is literally this is in between the time of this clip and this clip is literally like a day. The department, and this is from Pam Bondi, the Department of Justice is following through on President Trump's commitment to transparency and lifting the veil on discussing actions of Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirators. Said Attorney General. The first phase of the files released today sheds light on Epstein's. So she's already in this. She's saying, not only saying there's a client, she said, yes, there's a client list. And then she's saying, yes, there's multiple conspirators. Now, obviously we don't have access. So this is the memo right here that was leaked by Axios. The systemic review revealed no incriminating client list. There was no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. We did not uncover evidence that could predict an investigation against uncharged third parties, right? And then this is Pam Bondi walking it back.
I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn download.
Oh, can't say. Oh shit. We love the TikTok shop. We love the TikTok shop. We love the TikTok shop. Okay. Now remember, she's specifically commenting on this memo that came out, right? Because this contradicts her prior statement, and she's saying, well, this is what I actually meant. I didn't mean that there was more clients than one, because this is alleging it was only Epstein. There was no other clients. And once again, I would believe that if the DOJ literally hadn't posted in her own words, saying that there were multiple conspirators. Okay, let's move on to Kash Patel, though.
And creating fiction.
So this is him on the Rogan Experience. Just for more context, so recently, about 10 or 5 days ago, the FBI or the DOJ released a video which they alleged disproved that Epstein unalived himself. And this is Kash Patel before the video is released. Basically, I'm telling you, he's lying to you about what's actually in it.
About this that doesn't exist. Where's the videotape of an Epstein Island of X, Y, and Z committing these frauds? Why haven't you given it to us? Do you really think I wouldn't give that to you if it existed? I'm working my ass off along with the leadership at the Bureau and DOJ to get you what we're allowed to give you. And you're going to get the video of the cell. And you're going to see for yourself. And we will never be able to convince everyone.
So notice how he says, we're going to get the video of the cell. A little problem, Kash. According to the report in 2023, the video of the cell doesn't exist. The cameras were down. The available recorded footage from one of the SHU cameras captured a large part of the common area of the SHU and portions of the stairwell leading to the different SHU tiers, including Epstein's cell tier. Thus, anyone entering or attempting to enter Epstein's SHU tier from the SHU common area would have been picked up by that video camera. Epstein's cell door, however, was not in the camera field of view. So we didn't actually get footage of Epstein's cell. We got footage of a common area which led in to Epstein's cell. Nice one from the leader of the FBI, doesn't even know his own fucking reports. Or they actually do have the footage and they're lying to us. I don't know which one it is. So now Kash Patel proceeds to continue to lie about the video. I'm going to get this next clue though.
Can get in to the cell, and if they had gotten in to the cell, you would see it.
But we were told that the cameras were down.
Well, I don't know who said that,
but that was in the news.
We're giving you all the footage we have.
So then, on top of that, he implies that there's more footage. Huh. But I thought they said but this is all they gave us. It's just this is the video. It's just a common area. Epstein's cell is like way over. If I was to point at the screen, Epstein's cell is way over here by my mouse cursor. You can't even see it. But he said that's a lie. He said there's more footage, huh? That's weird. Now, we need to go through this. And I see you in the comments, John, telling me to set my gift goal, but we need to get through this real quick. So let me get to the proper spot. So you guys are going to notice something weird. And actually, I just realized you can't actually see it. Watch the video very closely. You're going to see something very weird happen with the camera angle. And you guys can't see it because my picture is actually blocking it. I'll go back. So did you see the camera slightly jump there? There was a cut. If my box wasn't blocking here, it changed. There's a 3-minute cut in the video. From 11:58 a.m. or p.m. to 12 p.m. Now, let's also remember that in the thing I was referencing earlier, that Kash said there will be no cover-ups, no missing documents, no stone left unturned. Huh. Is cutting 3 minutes out of a video a stone not left unturned? You would think. But, okay, so all that, considering these are all the lies and narrative changes that happened by Trump administration. Now, recently, so Trump can get some vindication back, so he can keep some credibility, he asked Pam Bondi to file a motion to release a grand jury testimony. Now, this is relevant to bring up. And I'll actually expand this, and hopefully I can scroll to the side. Nope, TikTok hates. Well, OBS hates me. So I'm gonna read through this, and I'll explain it one more time for y'all. Right. This is the actual reasons that a grand jury testimony can be released to the public, right? And we're just gonna read through this. The court may authorize disclosure at any time, in a manner, and subject to any condition that it directs of a grand jury matter for preliminary or in connection to a judicial proceeding. Is there any judicial proceeding happening with the Epstein files? No. So this isn't relevant. At the request of a defendant, already invalid. There's no defendant requesting it, it's the government. Right? At the request of the government when sought by a foreign court or prosecution for official use in a criminal investigation. The Trump administration has already shot down any kind of potential investigation, and they have made it clear with this memo, which I'll go back to, that there isn't enough evidence to move forward with an investigation. So they're not doing it for those reasons. Right? At the request of the government, if it shows that the matter may disclose a violation of military criminal law. This has nothing to do with military criminal law. So there's literally nothing within these requirements which would actually allow the government to release a testimony. And I'm certain Pam Bondi and Donald Trump know that too, right? Now, I was like, I'll be fair. Maybe there's something I don't know here. But to me, this looks like a giant virtue signal, and they know this is never actually going to be released. So I brought up the memo. So this is the actual memo and their argument for why the grand jury testimony can be disclosed. And it's worse than I thought it would be. So I'll make it big for y'all again, because I know half of you are all blind. Okay. In its tradition of law, the proceedings before the grand jury shall remain secret. The tradition of secrecy, however, is not absolute. Although Rule 6b3 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure generally lists the exceptions to grand jury secrecy, the Second Circuit has recognized that there are certain special circumstances. So they're already conceding here. There's nothing in the rules that says they should be able to get this. Special circumstances in which the release of grand jury records is appropriate even outside the boundaries of the rule, right? And they cite this case right here, right? And we'll get to this later. Does not this displace that inherent power and merely identifies its permissive list of situations where that power can be used? One such special circumstance, we're talking about special circumstances in which can be released beyond the rules, is a historical public interest. So if the people of the country are really interested in it, and whether such an interest outweighs the countervailing interest in privacy and secrecy. They're saying if a lot of people want to know about something, you should release it. And then they cite this case here. I was like, okay, let's look at this case that they're citing here. This one. So they're saying that this is precedent that allows them to actually release or get released grand jury testimony if it's behind secrecy, if there's enough public interest. Only problem is that this court ruled against the prosecutor trying to release it with their exact same argument. Although the court held that the petitioner's interest in disclosure were currently insufficient to justify release of grand jury information, nothing to its opinions or ours should read to suggest that first surveillance might not change matters. But so they ended up ruling that this court ended up ruling that, yep, you can't release it. So not only I'm pretty convinced by this one, right? Not only did they know that they didn't have actually any standing in the actual statutory laws to release this, Not only did they admit that, but they then lie and cite cases that have nothing to do with what they're trying to prove, or the exact opposite of what they're trying to prove, to try and get this through. Like, this shit is a clown show.